Rain hammered against the rusted training yard as recruits circled the platform, laughing, sneering, and watching one woman struggle to stay upright. Her wrists were bound. Her knees were raw from the gravel. But she didn't look away. Not from them, and not from the man who called himself her instructor. Chief Petty Officer Harris leaned forward, his voice a low, mocking growl. "SEALs don't cry," he said. "Maybe you should have joined the nurses instead, Torres," the crowd roared. But beneath the laughter, something in her gaze shifted. Not rage, not pride. Something colder. A promise. "Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening." For 3 weeks, Lieutenant Maya Torres had endured the worst of it. Ridicule, exhaustion, and isolation. Every mistake was amplified. Every bruise ignored. She'd been the only woman selected for SEAL pre-qualification that year. And Harris, it seemed, had made it his mission to break her spirit before she even began. She'd survived capture simulations before, but this one wasn't by the book. The ropes cut deep into her skin, the cold seeped into her bones, and Harris's voice carried over the yard like a knife. "Tell me you're done," he said. "Admit it. You're not built for this," she met his stare. "Then untie me," she said quietly, "and I'll show you what I'm built for." Harris smirked and gestured to the recruits. "You heard her. Let's see if she can prove it." The ropes dropped. She hit the ground hard, gasping as blood rushed back into her hands. The crowd fell silent. What they didn't know was that Maya Torres wasn't just another trainee. She'd already served 2 tours overseas and had once pulled a man twice her size from a burning vehicle under fire. She didn't talk about it. She didn't need to. Now, as she stood, trembling and bleeding, she whispered something only she could hear. "Pain is data. Use it." The next moment was chaos. Harris lunged. She sidestepped, a blur of precision and control. One strike to the wrist, another to the ribs. And then, in a move so fast most couldn't even process it, she had him pinned against the ground, his own training knife at his throat. No one moved. Rain fell in silence, dripping from her jawline onto his collar. "You don't mock a SEAL," she said softly. "You train them." For a heartbeat, no one breathed. Then, from the far edge of the yard, a voice broke through. "Stand down, Lieutenant Torres." The Admiral himself had been watching. He stepped forward, slow, deliberate, every eye turning toward him. He looked from Harris, pale and humiliated, to Maya, who stood with her chin high despite the shaking in her arms. "You all witness this," the Admiral said, mocked, tied, broken, and yet still standing. His words cut through the crowd like thunder. "That," he continued, "is what a Navy SEAL looks like." Some recruits looked ashamed. Others inspired. Harris couldn't meet anyone's eyes. And as the Admiral dismissed the group, Maya remained still, staring at the storm clouds rolling in. Her hands throbbed from the rope burns, but inside, something had settled. Not triumph. Peace. Later that night, alone in the barracks, she sat on her bunk and stared at the bruises. Each one told a story. Of pain, of endurance, of something she'd refused to let them take from her. For years, people had told her what she couldn't be. Too small, too emotional, too fragile for combat. But in that yard, with 40 eyes waiting for her to fail, she had shown what real strength looked like. Not anger, not ego, but unbreakable purpose. There's always a moment when silence turns into power. For Maya, it was that second the ropes fell away. She didn't fight to prove herself right. She fought to prove what was possible. For every woman, every doubted soldier, every person told they weren't enough. Because strength doesn't come from muscle. It comes from endurance, from grace under humiliation, from the quiet will to rise one more time than you fall. Bold truth line, because respect isn't given to the loudest, it's earned by the unbroken. Poetic reflection. And when the storm passed, the yard was empty, but her footprints remained, carved into the mud, a silent reminder of what courage leaves behind. Branded outro. If this story moved you, leave a comment below. Tell us, what does strength mean to you? And don't forget to subscribe to Whispered Words, where stories of resilience, justice, and quiet courage live on. CTR line. She was mocked, tied, and broken until the world saw what a real Navy SEAL can do.